Well guys, we called it right here that SOFI is going to go on a rocket ship, and that's exactly what it's done the past week. If you bought in the 4s or the 5s, your SOFI position is looking really awesome. And heck, even my bonus buys at $6.69 just a month ago are up over 50%. So if you haven't filled out your position yet, or you haven't even started your position yet in SOFI, you just missed it and it's too late, right? Well, that actually is true, but it's also not true, so I'll kind of make sense of all that, since obviously that doesn't make a lot of sense. And yes, I know that's too much sense, but I promise it will make sense. Just make sure you like the video if you like getting the truth without the hype. I believe everybody can retire early and have financial freedom despite all the lies that we've been told, so if you want to take control over your life and find the very real alternative to actually achieving financial freedom and retiring early, make sure you check out the pinned comment down there and check out my new channel for all the details on that. That's exactly what we talk about on that channel. So check that out. It'll be the pinned comment down there. All right, so with this epic run here with SOFI, it's true. There are some of you guys out there where it's too late for you to buy SOFI stock. So we're going to discuss that first, and then we'll jump over to the other scenario where it's absolutely not too late for you to buy SOFI stock as well. So there are actually two ways that it's too late to buy SOFI stock. The first is if you're going to FOMO into the stock. Look guys, there's no other way around it. If you are feeling that FOMO feeling and you have it very heavy, it's too late, guys. You know, when you have that feeling and you go to FOMO into a stock, if I could talk. Anyways, when you go to FOMO into the stock, you're going to make mistakes. You're setting yourself up for a disaster. We've experienced that over and over again over the past couple of years. So that's definitely a lesson learned right there. And the reasons for all this are very simple, because obviously when you FOMO in, that's a complete emotional response to investing, which of course is a terrible idea. And the reason why it's a terrible idea is because of course you feel FOMO getting in, and then you get in and then it's great. And then what happens whenever inevitably there's a pullback? Now, how far we pull back, we'll talk about that here in just a minute. But the point being, when you have a pullback, you're going to all of a sudden feel a lot of panic, right? You bought based upon emotion, not based upon anything else, which of course means when it falls, you are far more susceptible to panic selling as it falls. So if you're thinking about FOMOing into SOFI, it's honestly too late for you to be buying. And the second is you are planning to swing trade SOFI. Look, there's no doubt about it. It has had a massive upward move in a very short time period. So I'm not sure what swing trade you're actually looking at this stage after this large of a run. There's not a lot of upside from here, especially from a trader's perspective. You know, they're thinking very short term. So I'm not real sure what you're looking at in regards to a swing trade. Now, you guys know I'm a long-term buy and hold investor. I rarely swing trade. I do it on occasion. It is very rare though. But when I'm looking at this from the setup for a swing trader, this is not the best setup out there. There are a lot better setups for a swing trade than this particular trade right here with SOFI. So for me, if you had a plan to swing trade it, the time to actually execute the swing trade has already passed in my opinion, so it's too late to buy SOFI stock. And the holiday sale for my group is live and very limited, so make sure you get your spot before the price goes up forever. If you want to see all my buy and sell alerts in real time, my watch list complete with price targets, take 5 courses for free, jump in our live Q&As, be able to slide into my DMs. There's just so much involved, guys. Make sure you check out the pinned comment and see if a membership's right for you. All right, so let's jump over to why it's not too late to buy SOFI stock. And I'm actually going to give you 3 reasons why, as a long-term buy and hold investor, that it's not too late to buy this stock. And the first reason is the price is cheap compared to where it will be 5 years from now. Now, I don't know what your due diligence told you, but whenever I looked at this stock, I think there's a lot of upside from here over the next 5 years. Now, it's not going to be smooth. It's not going to be to the moon. I'm not going to 10x my money in the next 5 years or anything like that. But I do believe that looking at the stock 5 years from now, we're going to look back and go, man, shares right around 10 bucks is pretty cheap. That's a pretty good buy there on SOFI. So if you have that perspective and you're looking out long-term as a long-term buy and hold investor, the price today is not too bad. Now, that doesn't mean it can't go down in the short term. It doesn't mean you're not going to be down. As a matter of fact, as a long-term buy and hold investor, most of the time when I buy, I am down in the short term, but so is Warren Buffett, so was Peter Lynch, so was virtually every other long-term buy and hold investor, because we can't time the bottom. So because you can't time the bottom, you just understand that's part of the journey. You're going to be down in the short term. But when I look at the stock 5 years from now, that I think I'm going to be in the green from the $10 mark and very well into the green. Now you want to go back to when SOFI was, I think, over $25 or so. I can't remember specifically now. Okay, at that stage, maybe you might not see that price or better than that price over the next 5 years during that time frame. But looking at it right now, even though it's had a great run from the bottom, it still, to me, looks like it's going to be a very good buy 5 years from now. You just have to understand you're probably going to have a lot of ups and downs in between. And the reason number two is because patience is usually rewarded in the stock market. Look, guys, this isn't the first time SoFi's had a run up to around 10 bucks or so and then come back down. As a matter of fact, it's done it a lot over the past year and a half or so, where it's had a very, very nice run only to fall back down. Now, is it going to fall back down again before earnings? Who knows? Are they going to have a great earnings and actually show profitability like they say they're going to do, and then it's going to go to the moon? Nobody knows at this stage. But all I know is if it follows Palantir announced profitability, and then the stock immediately went on a big run, and then it immediately was cut almost in half before it finally went on its run and got itself up over 10 bucks. And now, obviously, you guys all know where we're sitting now with Palantir. So those scenarios are completely possible. And all I know is that if I'm patient, the stock will pull back from a great run and I'll get an opportunity to buy shares. Now, where that price is debatable, right? I mean, is it going to be 7 bucks? Is it going to be 8 bucks? I don't think we see 4, 5, 6s again. It's possible. Everything's possible in the stock market. I'm not saying it's impossible. Just those are less likely. But in regards to seeing shares a little bit cheaper than they are right now, completely plausible, absolutely. Either way, I know as a long-term buy and hold investor, I want to kind of see how this run kind of plays out. Is it going to continue to run? Again, stocks just don't go up in a straight line. You're going to get a pullback at some point in time. And at that stage, may be the right time to enter the stock at that stage. If that's what your analysis and everything else is telling you what to do and where to enter, that's where your price target is. You might very well get an opportunity to do that if you're patient. Remember, we're trying to avoid the FOMO, which was one of the reasons why you shouldn't be buying the stock if you're feeling the FOMO. So kind of keep that in mind as well as to how you're actually looking at this stock. Also remember, for right now, SoFi is trader controlled, and traders just don't trade things to the moon. They eventually rip it right back down. Now, again, like I said, I don't know if we'll see 4s or 5s again, but my guess is until it's not trader controlled anymore, which by the way, even if they turn profitability, it's not like, okay, all the big money just swoops in and they just buy it all up the next day and then, it's all over with. That's not how that works. They build out positions over months and years, not in the period of a day or two. So when you're kind of looking at that dynamic right there, it's trader controlled right now, which of course means traders are going to beat it down at some point in time. The question is when and how far will they beat it down? So most likely, if I'm putting bets on it, your patience is going to be rewarded at some point in time. Maybe not back down to the $4 reward, but you're going to be rewarded at some point in time. And guys, reason number 3 is the most important. As a matter of fact, it's kind of the one that matters the most in regards to this entire concept, in regards to investing and how you eliminate risk and how you eliminate a lot of the, just the feelings, the emotions, a lot of the work involved, and a lot of investing right here is if we do number 3. So reason number 3 is if you just execute a simple DCA. Look, it really is that simple. Just start your DCA right now. If you're a long-term buy and hold investor, start your DCA right now. Then if they continue to run it up, hey, you got to buy shares a little bit more expensive. If they inevitably beat it down, guess what? You're buying cheaper shares and averaging down as the stock price falls down. Matter of fact, you can choose to average down heavier at that stage as the stock price falls. But the point being, using a simple DCA means it's a good time to buy a great stock regardless, because you're just simply executing a DCA. And statistically, 1, DCA always beats traders. And 2, even for long-term buy and hold investors, it's hard to beat those DCA investors. So DCA is a great strategy and probably the biggest reason why it's not too late to buy SoFi stock. And if you want to talk directly with me about SoFi stock or how to use a plan or how to actually get a price target or anything else like that, you want to see my buy and sell alerts in real time, you want to see my watch list complete with price targets, you want to take 5 courses for free, guys, there's just so much in there. Be a part of the best 6, 7, and 8-figure Discord out there. Make sure you check out the pinned comment down there and see everything that's included for the group. And for those of you guys that actually made it to the end of the video, I might have left something special down there in the group for you guys. And click this video here if you want to see exactly what I'm buying in this market, and click here to see my exact plan for this market. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.